The fastest woman in America is back, and this time, she's chasing something even bigger than another national title. 10.59 seconds, a number that almost feels impossible. A time achieved by only the greatest sprinters in history. And as the 2026 Toyota USATF Outdoor Championships reached day 2, every eye inside the stadium and millions watching around the world was fixed on one athlete, Sha'Carri Richardson. The question wasn't whether she could win, the question was, could she actually run 10.59? After months of training, countless hours in the gym, and one of the strongest seasons of her career, the excitement surrounding Sha'Carri had reached another level. Fans arrived early, cameras followed her every move during warm-ups. Social media buzzed with predictions, debates, and one simple message. History could happen today, but sprinting has never been that simple. Over 100 meters, there are no second chances. One poor reaction, one tiny mistake, one misplaced step. And even the fastest athlete in the world can lose everything. Yet if there's one sprinter who has built her career by proving people wrong, it's Sha'Carri Richardson. Sha'Carri's story has never followed an easy path. She exploded onto the track as one of America's brightest young talents, capturing headlines with her fearless personality, unmatched confidence, and incredible speed. But success was quickly followed by setbacks. Criticism, disappointment, missed opportunities. Moments where many believed her best days were already behind her. Instead of disappearing, Sha'Carri chose to fight back. She returned stronger, faster, more focused than ever before. That comeback reached its peak at the 2023 World Championships, where she stunned the sprinting world by winning the women's 100 meters against the strongest field on the planet. From that moment forward, one thing became clear. Sha'Carri Richardson was no longer chasing greatness, she had become part of it. Everything about the 2026 season suggested something special was coming. Every race looked smoother, her starts became sharper. Her transition phase improved dramatically. Most importantly, she looked relaxed while running at top speed. Sprint coaches around the world noticed the difference. Former Olympic champions began discussing her mechanics. Analysts compared her form to some of the fastest women in history. And then one number started appearing everywhere. 10.59. Not because it would be easy, but because, for the first time in years, people genuinely believed she had the ability to challenge one of the greatest performances ever recorded. Of course, reaching that mark requires absolute perfection. A perfect reaction, a flawless drive phase. Maximum acceleration, complete relaxation over the final 40 meters. One small mistake can cost hundreds of a second. And in sprinting, hundreds mean everything. As day 2 began, the atmosphere inside the stadium was unlike anything seen all season. Every event only increased the anticipation for the women's 100-meter final. Broadcasters focused their cameras almost entirely on Sha'Carri. She looked calm, focused, confident. There was no sign of pressure. No unnecessary emotion, just quiet determination. One by one, the finalists were introduced to the crowd. Each athlete received applause. But when Sha'Carri's name echoed through the stadium, the noise became deafening. Thousands of fans stood to their feet. Everyone knew they weren't simply watching another national championship. They were watching one of the fastest women in history attempt something extraordinary. On your marks, 8 athletes stepped into their blocks. Set, the stadium fell silent, then the gun fired. Sha'Carri exploded out of the blocks with one of her cleanest starts of the season. Her first 10 meters were aggressive. By 30 meters, she was already matching the leaders. At 50 meters, she began doing what only Sha'Carri Richardson does best. Accelerating even more, every stride looked effortless. Her arms stayed relaxed, her posture remained perfect. Her turnover was incredible, the crowd sensed history. Commentators raised their voices. Every meter brought more excitement, with 20 meters remaining. Everyone looked toward the finish line, Could this actually be the race? Could this be the moment America witnessed another legendary sprint? Sha'Carri kept driving, no panic, no hesitation. Just pure speed, she crossed the line. Then immediately turned toward the scoreboard. The entire stadium waited for a few seconds. Nobody moved. Then the result finally appeared, another world-class performance. Another reminder that Sha'Carri Richardson remains one of the fastest women on Earth. Whether it was exactly 10.59 or just short of it. One thing became obvious, she is getting closer than ever before. Why she's running faster than ever? What separates today's Sha'Carri from earlier versions isn't simply natural talent. It's an experience. Every season has improved her technique. Her drive phase is more efficient. Her top speed mechanics are smoother. She wastes less energy. Her body stays relaxed at maximum velocity. Those small improvements may seem invisible to casual fans, but at the elite level, they're the difference between running 10.78 and running 10.60. Sprinting is a sport measured by hundredths of a second. Tiny improvements create legendary performances. And Sha'Carri continues finding those improvements every season. The challenge ahead, of course, the road to greatness isn't getting easier. Women's sprinting has never been deeper. Elite athletes from Jamaica, the United States, Great Britain, St. Lucia, Ivory Coast, and several emerging nations are all capable of producing world-class performances. Every championship final has become unpredictable. One brilliant start can decide everything. One mistake can end medal hopes instantly. That's exactly why Sha'Carri's consistency has become so impressive. Despite enormous expectations, she continues delivering when the pressure is highest. Now, attention turns toward the next major challenge, the World Championships. Every performance from this point forward becomes preparation for the biggest stage of the season. And if data proved anything, it's that Sha'Carri Richardson is arriving in championship form. Healthy, focused, confident, perhaps even faster than ever before. That should concern every sprinter lining up beside her. Because history has shown that the most dangerous version of Sha'Carri Richardson is the confident version. So did she finally break the magical 10.59 barrier? Maybe not, at least not this time, but something far more important happened. She proved that the dream is no longer impossible. Every race brings her closer, every season makes her stronger. Every performance reminds the world why she's one of the biggest names in track and field. The countdown has officially begun because somewhere in the races ahead, the perfect start, the perfect conditions, and the perfect finish could produce the fastest race of Sha'Carri Richardson's career. And when that moment finally arrives, the world won't just remember the time. It will remember exactly where it happened, because greatness isn't given. It's earned one stride, one race, and 1/100th of a second at a time.